Good afternoon, Villa Park. I'm Mayor Robbie Pitts, and I wanted to reach out and provide you with an update to the COVID-19 situation we're all faced with today. Like you, so many for several weeks now have continued to shelter in place to help with the Stop and Spread initiative to curb the spread of the COVID-19 and to protect those most vulnerable from the disease. We need to redouble our social distancing effort for the next 30 days. We believe the next 2 weeks will be more impactful than before, and we want you to be safe. This pandemic is historical and will change our future behavior in terms of social and workplace interaction. I'll be curious to hear the many lessons learned by our community and business leaders after we're all allowed to interact outside of our homes. We're pleased to see that our efforts are starting to pay off as we're seeing small signs of improvements in the leveling of the rate of infections along with death and hospitalizations. We still have a long way to go in defeating the virus, and it becomes even more important for us to maintain our stay-at-home efforts. If we must go out for necessities, we should practice safe measures to protect ourselves and others that we come in contact with. An effective way to slow and help with the spread of the disease is to use face masks and gloves when you go out. I was fortunate enough to have a friend make me a cloth mask that I wear along with gloves, and I also wear an N95 mask over top of that. Unfortunately, I'm allergic to the N95 mask, so I use the cloth mask underneath. Make sure you have a good seal around the mask itself to avoid any problems. It is recommended that you wear in your automobile and when you're in the store or area with other people. Make sure you use the appropriate process to remove your gloves, and also make sure you wash your hands after you come into your home before you touch things. It's also good to use wipes to disinfect your steering wheel and doorknobs in your car after being in the store. Every precaution taken will only help you. Next, I would like to spend a few moments to talk to you about all the initiatives to assist us in our personal lives that our federal, state, and local partners are making available to us. Some or all of these may not be applicable, but any and all of us that are impacted should be educating ourselves on the availability of the funding programs and initiatives that exist to help us during these times. I was fortunate to attend a White House briefing yesterday and wanted to share some of the highlights. I was overwhelmed and pleased about all the aid and help our President and Congress are providing to all of us at this time. As you know, on March 27, 2020, the President signed into law the CARES Act, which was designated to mitigate the economic impacts of the COVID-19 pandemic in many ways. There are many programs available for different groups to take advantage of to help through these times. I'm not an expert by any means on any of these programs, but I wanted to make sure you're aware of those so that you could educate yourself and take full advantage of the programs. We have residents that are faced with furloughs or layoffs, contractors, healthcare workers, self-employed, and small business individuals all living in our community, and these programs can help each and every one of you. First and foremost is funding to supplement unemployment for individuals. Each of you that have been impacted by a furlough or layoff have options available to you for support through the state by going to edd.gov and applying. In addition, there are additional federal supplements available through the CARES program, which provides additional funds. Secondly, over $500 billion is allocated for small business to apply for loans or grants to enable you to continue to pay your employees and hopefully get through this. To date, over $70 billion has been authorized in payouts, and Congress is looking for another stimulus to add to the pool. The funding for communities to help meals to get out to our seniors through the Human Services Organization. $1.5 billion in funding is designated to help cities such as ours to offset expenses we incur as a result of the virus. Our city staff are tracking their time and expenses we incur for possible reimbursement under this program. I also want to provide you an update for people who receive benefits from the Social Security Administration. The Department of Treasury announced on April 1st that the Social Security beneficiaries who are not typically required to file tax returns will not need to file an abbreviated tax return to receive an economic impact payment. The Social Security and IRS will use the information on the Form SSA 1099 to generate $1,200 economic impact payments to Social Security benefits who did not file tax returns in 2018 or 2019. My advice to all impacted residents of Villa Park, please do the research and determine if you are eligible for the benefits associated with the different government programs to offset the setback caused by the pandemic. Let's please continue our social distancing, practicing safe masking, wearing gloves when out of our home safe environment. If you're a senior citizens or others at risk population, do not hesitate to reach out to the city if you need help, and our volunteer organizations will jump into action to help you. You're not alone. We have seen requests lately, and our amazing volunteers are helping with this effort. I hope each and every one of you continue to practice the many safe health tips that are out there today, whether mandated or suggested, to keep you, your family, and our community safe. Take care, be safe, and God bless you. Thank you.